I'm Hank here for Free Podcast Tools, here to talk about mouth noises. There's a lot to take in, and remember, I'm not a doctor, so please consult your physician before you try anything that I may mention in this video. A lot of stuff to keep in mind here. We have mouth articulation, which can cause mouth clicks, pops, lip smacks, all that. We have dental work. Medication can dry you out or have you suffering from hypersalivation. Oral hygiene can come into play, and that's not just brushing your teeth and stuff. It can also be about what types of candida, if you have yeast overgrowth, candida, stuff like that coming up through your throat into your mouth. And one thing that's often overlooked is true hydration. Hydration isn't just simply drinking a bunch of water. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. And then dry lips. A lot of people don't use chapstick, and they'll have dry lips, and they get that smacking sound every time they go to start speaking. And then just speech mindfulness. So how are you trying to articulate words? How are you moving your mouth in that fashion to formulate words? You have to think about that as well. So all these things are going to impact mouth noise. Like I was saying just a minute ago, true hydration is more than just having a drink at the desk. And I don't see a lot of people discussing this. But true hydration has more to do with the minerals, trace minerals that you get if you were drinking legit spring water. Not per se bottled spring water, but if you were living off the land, you would probably get some real minerals in there. So think of stuff like magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, and other trace minerals. Spring water would be more alkaline than tap water is, and tap water has fluoride and chlorine. You can formulate your own opinion on the additives used to clean water that comes out of the tap, but I'm pretty sure there's a great difference between what we're doing now to what people did hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Also, drinking too much caffeine, alcohol, sugary drinks, or eating a lot of sugar. All these can impact your hydration and if you're creating mouth noise. A lot of medications have a diuretic effect on the body, so that can dry you out. If you're eating a diet that's high in protein, that can accelerate dehydration as well. And for me, it was not getting enough potassium that negatively impacted my hydration. But one thing that doesn't get talked about enough that I personally experienced is drinking too much water in itself can be bad for your mouth noise, because drinking too much water can flush out those trace minerals that you desperately need. And then you're in the cycle of you're thirsty, so you drink more water, and it's flushing out more of these trace minerals. So my life didn't change until I switched to the ketogenic diet, and I started to experience rapid weight loss and more energy. I actually started this channel back in April, but when I got serious was not until I think like July of 2021. And from that time until now, I've lost over 30 pounds. And I'm not telling you to switch your diet. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just telling you what I did. And I started to add trace minerals to my water. So contrary to what we are taught about salt, like dinner table salt is pretty bad for you. However, if you get real pink Himalayan sea salt, there are 80 plus minerals in there. And I started to add that to my foods and even to some of my drinks. I know it sounds weird to put salt in a water, but I'm talking just a minute amount, to where when I'm drinking, I'm being hydrated, truly hydrated, because the minerals that my body's looking for are now in the drinks I'm having. So that was the biggest turnaround for me. However, I do have some other tips and stuff. I also started using this. So this is by Biotene, and it's dry mouth oral balance gel. I started using that before recordings on days when things weren't going very well, and it gives you it says up to 4 hours of relief. And I find it to be very effective. Now, personally, I don't consume it like some people do. After I'm done switching it around, I get rid of it. But it does have xylitol in it, and xylitol is supposed to be effective in balancing your oral hydration. So before I get on the mic, I try to make sure that I have, if I've eaten, then I've flossed, done some mouthwash, and I don't use an alcohol mouthwash. I do one that is like a charcoal base to it, and brushed and all that stuff. And then I will follow it up with this. So in my opinion, I think oral hydration, when it comes to like eliminating dry mouth, which will increase more mouth noise, has more to do with like an overall lifestyle. And there are just some clicks, pops that are just going to happen. As I've been talking here, my mouth is moving in various ways in order to formulate these words, and you're getting that inside of the mouth rubbing against the teeth and the tongue lifting and doing everything it needs to do. When you have that, you're just going to have some mouth noise. There's no way around it. So a lot of people will say what they always say, fix it in post. Now for that, what I use in post is a D-Click plugin by Acusonus. I find it to be pretty effective for small clicks and ticks. There are other plugins out there available for this process, and I think it's worth noting that how many times have you stopped listening to a podcast or a YouTube video because of the mouth noise? I'll wait. For me, it has been never. And I hear some microphone reviews and stuff where they get really mouth noise heavy, and it really just doesn't bother me that much. And I actually don't notice unless they point it out typically. So I think sometimes we obsess over these things that possibly nobody else is really going to notice or really cares about. But, you know, there's everything from other xylitol products like gum and lemon water, all these tricks of the trade. But I'm curious, what tips and tricks have you used and had success with? Could you put those down in the comments down below? But I hope you'll at least consider having a conversation with your doctor or healthcare practitioner about trace minerals, making sure you're getting the right amount of trace minerals. And if you have a turnaround, or if you talk it over with your healthcare practitioner and they say you can give this a try, if you give it a try and it works out for you, please let me know in the comments down below. But put your tips down there. I'd really love to see what's working for you. And again, try not to obsess about mouth noise. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I appreciate you tuning into this video. Please like this video and share it with others and subscribe to the channel. I thank you so much.